Welcome, I was going to say back, to Beyond the Cover. Now, if you've been with us before, we are rebranding from Collecting Opinions. That's pre 52. We're in the new 52. We are in the Beyond the Cover era. Now, before we get started, this is a big episode. Hopefully, it's as entertaining as it is important. I want to get right out from the gate, credit where credit's due. Me and Austin were talking, and he's voiced his opinion before that collecting opinions is okay. It could be better. It's okay. And so we were discussing, and I was like, well, let's come up with a name. And while I'm at work, and either he was too or listening, were you at work too? Yeah, you were. You were at work too.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
now. And I told him my biggest tool for finding like a podcast name or a content creator name. Go online, look up a noun generator, and just keep generating nouns. Do like 5 to 10 at a time, and that's what we kept doing. We would write down the words that sounded interesting that we could like riff off of, or if we saw one and we're like, oh, go with this. Do like a double or a 3-word phrase as our name. And we ended up technically settling on Off the Shelf because it's kind of cool. It's like you got figures on the shelf, like almost taking them off to talk about it, or taking the books off the shelf to talk about it. Like it makes sense. And then there's a book talker with Off the Shelf. So we could have just had like Off the Shelf podcast because hers is like Off the Shelf with like Megan or something, whatever. And I think even still we were like, it could be better though. Randomly at Austin's family's favorite restaurant to go to, I'll leave it at that. His older brother's girlfriend comes with Beyond the Cover. And almost instantly, if not instantly, it was like, that might be it.
That's not bad.
And okay, go ahead. And what was her reasoning behind it? Because this is monumental, so important.
She said she didn't really have one. It was more of you guys be on the cover. You could potentially do interviews. You could see beyond the like behind the scenes type thing of all the comics. We're talking to creatives. You guys can go more into depth beyond the cover and don't really judge a book by its cover. So that was her main.
And that was as soon as I was told the name. He alluded to already. That's what I got out of it was everybody's always like, don't judge a book by its cover. And so with Beyond the Cover, I even came up with a phrase I think we're going to use as like a bio. It's like, don't judge a book by its cover, go beyond. And so in here, we'll be able to hopefully interview some really cool, thank you, I'll take it. We'll be able to interview some really cool creative teams and be able to get that behind the scenes stuff that you don't see. That's beyond the cover. So I'm really excited. We got a bunch of books to talk about and stuff. There was something I wanted to mention. Okay, that's what it was. So right off the bat, 2 things. Okay, Austin is locked in. Buddy's got his comic wall. It looks good. This is hopefully not going to last very long. My room is not organized, and I want to have a proper background for this podcast and my recording videos. Beyond that, I want to actually get a competition going, and I'll have Grim clip this. So all artists, okay, calling all artists. We need a logo. For too long with the Collecting Opinions podcast, kind of as a joke, but then it just kept going and it never needed to. I just had a picture of my cat, and I think me or Grim literally just put Collecting Opinions over it. That went on way too long. We need a actual professional logo. I am putting up, if there's artists that want more and they can actually get something really good, let me know. I'm putting up 75 of my own dollars. If you can make a genuine, really good looking logo, then you'll win the competition and get the $75. I want to see what's out there. I don't want AI slop. I don't want people on Fiverr, no offense, that make like gaming logos. I want a professional, good-looking logo that fits us with the comic book theme, the like superhero stuff, movies and shows, everything that we're going to delve into. I want to also put out there, so nobody's ever like, oh, they're copying whatever. The Escape Pod logo, the way they can riff off of it and have different masks and characters that go with the movies and shows they're talking about, that concept is sick. So if there's a way you could make a logo that's universal or could get changed frequently to fit like a vibe, that's actually sick. Whether it's holidays, the movies, comics, anything like that, I think that's awesome. So if you keep that in mind, I'd really appreciate it. To move on, we got a bunch of really good comics this week. And so I'll just, because I've blabbed so much already, I'll pass it on right to Austin to start talking about Absolute Batman.
Okay, so this book, dude, saw the guest artist. Can't lie. After Batman, one of my favorite ongoings, was a little scared when I saw a guest artist. Did not disappoint. I genuinely, if you didn't read that it was a different guest artist, you couldn't tell. It was so phenomenal. And now this whole issue. Wow. This has been, my comic shop owner told this to me and you every week, waiting for it to get worse, waiting for it to get a bad issue. This was not that week. We got a Harley Quinn backstory. We got Batman being an ego baby. And, it was great to see like, oh, well, here's part of my story. If you slow down and stop running, I tell you the rest. And then when he actually runs away, she's like, she calls out for it. She says, I'm done. Shows us the rest of the story. Turns out her mother is Dr. Arkham and her papa is Jack Grimm, which is a crazy twist. And when we see her mom as Dr. Arkham, we see a little bit of experiments, and we see 2 different people that will later show up, which are really cool.
Yeah, I think there was technically a third, but I can't tell who the third was because it was something to do with, I think, a face at the back, unless that's what turns into, spoiler alert, Calendar Man. The whole Calendar Man concept I want to get into. I do another podcast with a group called Panaloids. Phenomenal. But this one, I think we actually, for once, really dropped the ball on what to talk about in it because there's so many things to come. We just kind of hit the surface. With Calendar Man, I love the concept. It seems like they're going for a I don't know how you like a theme of reincarnation because that like emerging from a body or whatever was going on, it's crazy, like reincarnation or whatever you want to call it, almost like
I could see
as time passes coming back, like that's wild. Yeah, go ahead.
I could see them doing kind of like a seasons and how like geckos and them like shed skin and then get a new body. I could see Calendar Man doing that where throughout the different seasons he shed his skin, grows a new one, and maybe it could kind of be like geckos and everything where when you shed your skin you get bigger. Imagine like a 9-foot tall Calendar Man. Now
But
the
that
other
too,
person in Arkham, I'll let you talk about it because I don't know anything about him.
I kind of do, I kind of don't. So there was Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and I think there was a like a hint to it, obviously, to try to make it more obvious, but not like, hey, this is Tweedledee and Tweedledum, dumbass, if you don't know. But they
I
show
think
them
in the comics they say Dumb and Dumber
or
or
something like that, D and Dumb or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, it's definitely something like that. So the only thing I know about them, similar to the Mad Hatter in the story of Alice in Wonderland, they're kind of taken from the story of Alice in Wonderland and put into Batman. So you have Mad Hatter, which is Jarvis Tetch, I believe, and then Tweedledee and Dumb, which are like the twins from Alice in Wonderland too. What do? Couldn't tell you. What is their origin in DC?
So
Couldn't tell
from
you.
a simple Google search that I did once I saw them,
Okay,
I think it's kind of just like Joker goons for Mad Hatter.
that makes sense. Yeah, that would be the first.
And
guess I
what's
guess.
nice is when we met Scott Snyder in May at Motor City, I brought up the ventriloquist, but I didn't even bring it up. He said, "Yeah, we have some stuff for Mad Hatter coming soon." If you go back to that video that you recorded of me handshaking him, it's in that video. You can hear him say Mad Hatter, so that's pretty cool to see it fold out.
Yes, and then obviously, like you brought up, the mom is Dr. Arkham. Mama and Papa are evil. I mean, when the whole Jack Grimm thing happened, again, huge spoiler alert. We're gonna get into stuff. I thought the twist, like very simply, was she did have a dad, but he was killed by Jack Grimm, and he took that spot after like brainwashing the mom. But no, apparently, if I'm reading into it right, he's been dad the entire time. So now she has some of the most criminally insane parents ever. I mean, you could even say Jack Grimm maybe isn't insane. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's just like a literal monster. I mean, yeah, literally. But yeah, the mom stuff too. It seems like they are going for a Harley Quinn vibe because she has that like nurse or doctor outfit, and it has like I don't know, like the almost tail things or whatever, like the ears going out to the side, almost like those things that go into a ball like Harley has, and then she has the red and black. So I can't wait to see what happens with that. And Harley getting her hammer broken by Batman. What a bully, dude. He's just being a jerk. So now is it going to be Mom and Harley are both Harley Quinns? I have no idea, but very insanely cool story. I can't lie. The only part that kind of bummed me, I thought this was going to be the Clayface issue.
That's the next issue. I'm so
Yes.
stoked.
I can't wait
And
for that.
Corey Andrews has a beautiful variant.
I gotta see that. Yeah, I have. I think it's just Batman, right, with like bats around him or something. Yeah, is it red in the background?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, it is really good.
Um,
but, yeah,
My only takeaways from 22 that I'm really interested in because she is related to Jack Grimm. Does Harley have a monster transform trait potentially?
ooh, that's a very good point. I don't know. That could be like some kind of journey that he went on and discovered that, almost like a gem
That's
or like
true.
some artifact that turns him into that. But yeah, that could be something to look into, or something that could be experiments from the mom that did that to him, and then they're gonna do it to Harley as well.
That's true.
Yeah. we need
Also,
to see
my
that.
other takeaway, or there's 2 more. First off, writing is we've seen this with I think last issue or 2 issues ago, where he's like, remember those crows that were crowing above when your father died? And if you go back to issue 1, they're literally there. But if you go back to like issue 14 or 13, the Bane fight, she says, "We'll do anything to help you as long as you want to blow up Arkham." And we never get told why, and we can see why now. But the writing is like, I can't wrap my brain around how like every little detail they literally take into account now. And my third takeaway was you can already see the Robins kind of butting heads, and you could potentially see Dick Grayson falling out of the Robins and potentially joining Batman, which is kind of cool.
All it takes is just finding out he's really not doing bad and he's trying to do good. Because I think the whole point with Jason Todd is the very hot-headed one like usual, and he's like just fine destroying the city. Oh, we cleared the buildings, no freaking whoop-de-doo, who cares? Yeah, we get that. There was something else that I was thinking of too, and I can't remember. Oh, I think part of they love the whole point of the Absolute Universe is to take at least one thing and change it and see the butterfly effect. I think we're realizing. I think Kyle brought it up on Panaloids. As time goes on, it's not. You can say it all starts from that one thing, but they like to change things here and there and keep it going. So what I noticed with this issue and some of the last ones with the whole like Arkham thing. Now we know the mom is kind of just like a Hugo Strange because Hugo Strange was known for like making monsters and crazy stuff. So now that seems like it's the mom's job that she does, and she's even probably used it to make Jack Grimm even scarier and Bane and everybody else we're about to see. So yeah, again, I know I say it all the time. I can't wait to see what happens next. That's the whole point of comics, especially when you're buying single issues. You would hope that they give you that effect. And my lord, Absolute Batman is the pinnacle. I will say that to the end of time. I love Absolute Wonder Woman. That is a close second. But Absolute Batman, like you're saying, this like drawn out points that they have and plan from the start, and they've stuck to it. In the like Easter eggs, you can go back and be like, hey, they knew what they were doing here. Here's the proof. So cool. I love too that people already loved Scott Snyder's New 52 run, and this is just like building on top of that further and further. So it was like, yeah, that was really good, but Absolute Batman is way up here. So yeah, sick. Just
I saw someone post. Apparently, he did the same exact Calendar Man take, just on in his New 52 run. Like it was a reincarnation style. It's just obviously Absolute Batman is a little bit more body horror esque. But yeah, apparently he took the whole because they posted a panel in a Reddit thread where it's like he's a shriveled old man and a new version of him climbs out.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see it. My guess is that either he really liked the idea, he's like, let's keep it. It's like a different thing to where it fits the Absolute, or he could be like, I feel like we did it well. We could do it better. And this is like a round 2. Like, let's see what we can do this time. That's cool. I didn't know that. I'm glad you saw that. I never heard about that. I still haven't finished that run. I think I read the first and a little bit of the second trade. So like when I was giving you guff about how you felt about it, not the fairest standpoint because I never finished it, but I don't think I was bored. So yeah, we'll see. Okay.
Fairs.
You want to introduce the next?
Your turn.
Okay. I'm not even gonna go for a transition. I don't got anything. Absolute Catwoman issue number 2. This is still obviously co-written by Shea Grayson and Scott Snyder, and it continues to be great. There is a lot going on in this book. Clearly a series like a lot of other single issues where it's here's the questions that need to be answered and slow answers or like big points. So this sphere thing, some people are theorizing like Kyle on Panaloids that it might have something to do with Mr. Terrific because they mention a tech brat in Metropolis. With how many characters come out of Metropolis, it could be anyone, but if you take the Absolute Universe...
I was thinking Steel.
That's probably not bad. I always thought... I genuinely think with the name, he's always a bit more iron... like an iron worker, rather than...
Especially the little bit that we've seen so far.
No, you're right. No, oh my gosh, I forgot the Absolute take. I think you're right. I think it just genuinely is Steel, because I think it's a metal ball. No, you're right. Because I was going to say, the like easy go-to would be like a Lex Luthor, because he is a brat, like a little bitch. And obviously Tech too. It'd be like a great take on like an Elon Musk for the Absolute, where it's like, yeah, what do you call it? Lex is just like a tech billionaire. But yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head. Damn. Because when you said it, it finally like spun, and especially bringing up the Absolute Superman. Because I was gonna say Lex can't be it, because in Absolute Superman, he's still going through that arc of like the change. If he does fully go where Brainiac wants him to go, yeah, go ahead and sell your take even more, because I think you genuinely have it.
You just said Tech Genius from Metropolis, and I just said that I didn't even piece that together until just now. But this issue was pretty good. I really like the melting ice for the whole thing. Also, the League of Shadows literally being shadows, big cinema. I did really like that. Absolute Cassandra Cain, really cool. I'm excited to see the map that they're doing. I'm pretty intrigued by that. Also, the Calicos getting back together, mostly pretty freaking sweet. This issue, I kind of felt like when I was reading it, not a lot happened, but enough happened. Does that make sense?
That's completely fair. Like one of my takeaways was we got the Calico gang kind of back together, and before I make the joke I made on Panaloids, because I was kind of proud, or the realization, I guess. There's some big name drops in the Calico gang. I don't know how familiar you are with people's real names in DC, but there's potentially, I think it was Victoria Sage. Does that ring any bells?
The Sage sounds so familiar, and I read that.
Vic Sage is the Question's alias. So, because I think his name is technically Charles Zaz, which I always thought was weird because we have Victor Zaz is the dude who is like a killer and has all the like the notches on him. But yeah, that's the like alias that the Question goes by. The other one was Helena or Helena, however you say it, Huntress's real name. And then we have obviously we have Catwoman, and then the other one I cannot remember. The like goody two shoes, Holly. I don't know if that's anybody. That's the only one I have no idea. But the rest coincide with different characters.
When they did the flashback, did you notice anyone's specific name on a computer that has not been name dropped yet?
I might have, but I already forgot if I did.
Elliot. Hush.
Oh, I did. Yes, I
Ah.
did. Yes, I did. On like the bidding or whatever. Yeah. I was, you know, it's funny too. That's a good point you bring up. I never even put this together either. The whole point of Hush is how jealous he was of Batman getting his family's funds. It looks like he's got them. I mean, he's got some crazy network.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see if they do an absolute Hush, but like I saw that, I was like, oh, we haven't seen the Elliot name yet. We have seen Falcone, so I was like,
Yes,
that's been
yep, that
seen.
was
And
another one.
I think the other ones were throwaways unless I didn't know them. But I was like, oh,
I think
that's
they were
Elliot.
all intentional because I feel like I noticed more than two.
Okay, so I'm really stoked to see because first off, an absolute design for Hush would be awesome. Second off, how would they even play his character story?
You know what they could do for design and story? Just go like a chameleon route, like Marvel, where he doesn't have to use people's faces. He can literally just keep switching people. I guess you could say that's almost a little too close to Clayface, maybe, but I feel like it'd still be fun, something like that. Otherwise, there could Scott Snyder and Dragata with like the ideas and the design. They always whip up something cool, so I couldn't wait to see it. The other thing I wanted to bring up, dang it, what I love is exactly that. They have so many different like Easter eggs for people that know their stuff. So you could just be reading through a comic and they're not even like, hey guys, like they'll show up, but they're not like, look at the computer screen, like there's some important stuff here. They just leave it there and they're like, hey, you can theorize, you can have fun, and that's exactly what Absolute Batman's been too, where it's like you can try to figure out the story as you go. You're not gonna, but you can have fun doing it. But it's great. One of the things I noticed too that was fun about it is we have all these cat themes and the calicos and everything, and they're chasing a ball that leads to the yarn. Nice. That's just so funny. Oh, but yeah.
I was gonna say, I think they nicknamed the ball Yarn.
Yep.
I was like, well,
Yep. So I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. It seems like some crazy tech discovery thing that's going to be. I can't remember what the initial theory or what they say about it is, but some people I saw online were theorizing that it's almost like what they called the clean slate in a movie you're hopefully about to watch soon, Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. And I just realized, yeah, you still got to watch that. So you'll get to see firsthand what that is. I won't say, but it's kind of obvious by the name if you know what the phrase is. Just kind of like starting
Wait.
over, clean slate. Yeah, there you go.
Dark Knight Rises is the Bane movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I just finished the Joker one, The Dark Knight.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that
Yeah.
later, for sure. Remind me just in case. Okay, any closing thoughts before we finish Absolute Couch?
No closing thoughts.
I was gonna say I don't think I have anything else either. Okay, Daredevil issue number 4. There's a lot of stuff going on here with, I guess, the story in general. I like that Stephanie Phillips and Lee Garbett and maybe Marvel in general, like their marketing, they're trying to scare and tease what's coming in. I think issue 7 or 8.
I was gonna say I saw their TikToks. I was so stoked to read issue 4. I was like, what is going on?
That's what I love too. They're like, it's gonna be in issue 7 or 8, and it's like, damn. Let me get through 4 first, and I'll get right back to you. But yeah, lots of cool things coming there too. That's what I think a lot of comic book creatives, if they get the chance and if they have the world for it, need to do, is try to step into what Scott Snyder's been doing with the teasing stuff. He is a genuine master class in teasing and having fun with stuff where people genuinely cannot wait for like the next little info drop. It's so cool. I love that concept. It's genuinely some of the best marketing I've ever seen, where it's just like slow drops here and there where it's like, hey, here's a cover for this, enjoy it. And it's like Barbara in her like new bat suit or whatever that's gonna be, stuff like that. It's so perfect. But real quick, Daredevil, a lot of stuff that happens in this really tragic story. You have the 2 cop partners, we'll say, and the more experienced one takes the more rookie detective to the shooting range, and you've never seen a more clean target. Just nothing has gone through that thing. And so the rookie's getting hounded for it, and he's like, the more experienced one is like, you got to come here and like put some time in. You clearly suck at shooting. And so then later on, they're at the crime scene, and it's almost teased like a red herring. Like, does the experienced guy have something to do with this? Why is he at the crime scene and like nobody else is there? Did he already call this in? Like, what's going on? And I think it was at that crime scene where they get talking. He's like, hey, what are you doing here? Blah, 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 blah. It's not him, clearly. And he tells the dude, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I was so harsh on you earlier. I didn't need to be like that. Like, I just want you to look out for yourself and whatever. You kind of realize, well, maybe the rookie detective maybe would have taken more classes, because the killer comes and slice and dices the more experienced guy. Does he hit a shot? Not a single bullet through that killer.
Dude, I mean, obviously, comic panels don't translate to time much. I was impressed that he was able to remove his eyeballs within 2 panels.
That's how I was like, and this dude is over there like straight painting a picture around him. So just great storytelling here. It felt like it was, I do want to say too, it almost felt really quick. It's not like there wasn't content there. It's kind of like one of those, like, you're really enjoying. Lee Garbett and Frank Martin. on the pencils and coloring, phenomenal. There's a specific panel I think I even took a picture of. Let me see if I can get it up fast enough while I'm saying this, where it shows Daredevil hunched over. Yep, I got it. And it's just one of those like aura panels. It's focusing. But I genuinely love this. Like this is what I need more of, that like him in a corner as like almost like a shadow, just terrifying. And they do those moments here and there in different runs, in this run too. And it's just so great to see. So I don't got much more else to say. The story, I feel like there's a lot going on, yet it feels like a little bit of a slow burn. That's not necessarily an insult at all. It's just like there's either way more to this world or a little simple so far.
The you said everything I wanted to cover, so and I feel the exact same way. The only thing I'd like to bring up: do teachers just not get fired for not showing up for days, or what's going on there?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Yeah. What do you call it? I do like the inclusion of the owl too. Leland Owsley, I think is what his technical name is, because to make a point, I think you know now, but do you know who Leland was in the show?
Yeah, the one that died.
Yes, the old guy. And it's funny because I don't remember if I had to tell you or if there was somebody else I had to tell. It was like, isn't that weird? Like, they changed the character that much that you would have never known. To be fair, he had his role in the show, and it was a pretty good role with being like the finance guy, and his like back talk or like trying to keep stuff in line where it was actually pretty good until it wasn't, until he went through, or he went down an elevator shaft the wrong way. But yeah, I do like getting to see him because in the show it's just a completely different character. And this might be the first run I've read with the owl, unless I got to a part in Zdarsky's if he was in that. That's the only other.
He was definitely in that.
Okay.
Speaking of, when they did like when Omen got shot and you saw that outline, can't lie, I knew it was Owsley because he was in the previous issues. About this much of me was like, was that Wolverine? Because I have the exact same hair.
Yeah. I do want to say real quick before we move on, do you think we're gonna get a team up between those two, or is this like I'm helping you only because I need it? I mean, that would technically be a team up, but I mean just like really, really brief moments.
I think it's just gonna be very, very brief and slight team ups.
Okay. All right. You were excited to talk about this, so I want to hear what you have to say.
So first off, before I get into it, full spoilers.
Go ahead. Yeah, as long as we say it at this point, then people can.
So this issue of Transformers issue 34, wrote by Robert Kirkman, art by Jason Howard, with colors by Mike Spicer, the glorious king of colors. Dude, this issue might have been my favorite Kirkman issue. I've been very vocal how much I hate the Kirkman Transformers. This was fire. So, a little bit of funny about it. I bought it physical. I had the physical issue. My new kitten fell asleep on me, and I didn't want to open my comic book, so I read it online. Greatest choice I ever did. But even though I had it physical, when I read it online, it's like it was on my computer, so I had an ad blocker, and it was very close up to the panels. Jason Howard's art is beautiful, super close up, very detailed. You open the comic book, I'm like, I never would have noticed that. But I'm like reading through, I'm like, wow, this art is phenomenal. So it starts out with Optimus, no longer Optimus Prime. Optimus talking to the army guy that you've seen on a couple covers. You might have met him in the DWJ run so far. I don't know.
Probably.
But,
I think so. Is it the one that's kind of like
General
gun
Flag?
Yes. Okay, I definitely have.
So he's talking to him a little bit. He's like, so you're like he's getting told all the new information. He's like, so you're no longer big and scary. You're no longer an Autobot, and you're no longer Optimus Prime. So they're joking about that a little bit. And then, what's that new one's called? The one that is like Cliff Jumper's clan.
Oh, I know. I can't. Is it the like purple one that they made or no? I can never remember either. You keep talking.
So,
I'll pull it up.
So I think that one is just driving around, going to a local town where the Ark is.
Is it something Streaker? No, I'm thinking it's on Streaker. Sorry, keep going.
So they're going to the local town, right? And there's a Decepticon attack. Not just any Decepticon. It's the I really hope I get this right. I'm sorry, the major Transformers fan. I'm pretty sure it's the Bruticus Combaticon. Bruticus is the construction bots, right?
No, that's Devastator. Bruticus is the one that's
good.
Yeah,
it's the army bots. Okay, so it is Bruticus. Bruticus is devastating this little town, right?
It does say Bruticus is in it, so yeah, for sure.
Okay, so it's Cliff Jumper and that new Transformer, and they're trying to team up against. Okay, so they're trying to team up against Bruticus, Shredhead, and Cliff Jumper. Okay, and there's a really cool panel where Shredhead's holding his own, and his special sword, he drops it by accident. So then Bruticus is like, "You really think that's gonna beat me?" Literally, there's a panel where it says "wham, wham, wham, wham," and it insinuates the faces going up and down really fast, kind of like the in Age of Ultron with the Hulk and Hulkbuster. The go to sleep. Yeah. So it was Bruticus doing that to Shredhead, and Cliff Jumper took Shredhead's sword and hit the head of Bruticus, which is Onslaught.
Right.
90% sure Cliffjumper just killed Onslaught, so no more Bruticus. And I'm 90% sure Shredhead's already dead. Because the final panel of this issue,
like, crushed or...
yeah,
Okay.
ends with him like it somehow makes a Transformer wheeze, but it's like Cliffjumper. That's what the final panel is. I'm like, dude, this issue is phenomenal. And funny enough, the aerial bots, the Superion,
yeah,
they're already teasing Thundercracker joining them because they're like, oh, Thundercracker's like, oh, I kind of want to do this. They're like, we're following you, big man. Let's go.
Oh, that's cool.
So super stoked to see that later on. But this issue, Kirkman might have learned how to write Transformers. I really enjoyed this issue.
I think it was one of those. He just needed to ease into it and get experience or realize what he was going to do or set it into motion. That's why I kind of had that, like, oh, just give him some time. Like, from the themes that I heard, it was like, okay, not bad. Compared to DWJ, there was so much he had going on and so well done that it was like, yeah, man, it pales in comparison for sure. But, I mean, for the sake of all the Transformers readers, I hope it's good. Like, I have all the issues. I think I can start whenever because I finished the last DWJ trade. So that's going to be something I definitely prioritize to see how I feel too. Is there any closing thoughts? Okay.
No closing thoughts. I'm just going to say, shout out to Kirkster for that issue.
I'm so glad he's bringing it back. Okay. I'm going to ask before we get into it. Did you read Barbara Gordon Breakout?
I didn't buy it.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering because I know you kind of gave it up. I didn't know if it was this issue or a different one. So, writer on this, Mariko Tamaki. Artist, Amanke Nwalpan. I hope I said that right. I probably butchered that. I apologize. I shouldn't even attempt it. But also, the colors, I want to give a huge shout out. I see Bond Villain on a lot of stuff. Tamra Bond Villain. Great colors. Now, before I get into this really quick, I just finished today. I read the first 3 books, they technically call them, of Zatanna Bring Down the House like a week or 2 ago. And I just got caught up before I finished the last 2. I finished the last 2 today. Same writer, obviously, Mariko Tamaki, just with the art by the same person who does Absolute Martian Manhunter. It's Javier... It's either Fernandez or Rodriguez. It's one of the 2, and I always mess it up, and I really apologize because art's amazing. Mariko's really good at writing. Now, with Barbara Gordon Breakout, I think that same type of writing is there. What's really good, it's kind of hard to tell because there's moments of, like, genuine highlights, and then just some, like, decent writing. Not bad at any point. It's just like, okay, yeah, okay. Like, Austin told me, he's like, I think I'm going to drop it just for the sake of saving money, not like, oh, this run is absolutely dog shit, whatever. But it's a little slow. Like I said, there's those moments where it's like, wow, this is really good. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. In this issue, what I loved is it shows more of Barbara Gordon's detective side. And with the whole Bat family, and Batman specifically, I love when they dive into the detective side. That's why I love the Batman 2022 movie so much. It's genuinely probably one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. It just speaks to me. But, there's a moment where, or I guess a couple moments, obviously, Barbara Gordon is being drugged by this one girl, and she's kind of like hiding behind it, like, I'm trying to help you, I'm trying to help numb the pain, whatever. It's just genuinely to keep drugging Barbara Gordon and make her less of a threat so that other people can swoop in and do whatever they need to do, like, take her off the board for good. And in between these, like, hallucinations, she keeps remembering this moment she had. She was with Cassandra Cain, Dick Grayson. I think there was maybe somebody else from the Bat family, and they're trying to figure out this case. And there's a name they give you. It's like Hannah something, like, I can't remember the last name, but basically she keeps saying it over and over in her head. And they get to this building where I can't remember how they got, like, the coordinates for it or how it came to that, like, okay, this is where we need to be. And she says the name again in her head, and she's like, oh, shit. If you take the name and you put it out, no leg backwards, whatever, if you take out certain letters, it says ha, ha, ha within the name. And so they're like, she kind of figures out really quick. She's like, it's a trap by the Joker. And if she wouldn't have figured it out when she did, the whole building, by the time they escape, explodes. So they could have all been dead or seriously injured. So she figured out, obviously, it's build up the drama, it's comic book just in time. But that's so cool. I like that they did that. Besides that, I think some of this run has been forgettable. I feel like it's really going to go somewhere. I know that there's a big Batman villain around the corner. I can't remember if they've already teased or not, maybe like a Black Mask or something. But it ends on her looking, it ends on whoever she's probably going to face soon, looking at all the monitors, probably trying to kill her off and orchestrating all these other people to make that happen. When the whole time, Barbara Gordon thinks she's going herself, of her own will, to do something. Now, obviously, it's setting up for one of 2 things. Again, that person getting exactly what they wanted and almost being able to kill Barbara Gordon, or from the whole time, she had all these things set up and are playing all these different people. Would honestly love to see either, although if it's just a person gets their way, then there's probably going to have to be, like, Batman come in, or her dad to save her, or some, like, oh, I just escaped through the vent, whatever. So, we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated if you're not already reading this. I don't necessarily suggest it. It's all right. It's pretty good. You know, it's great, though. Fury of Firestorm.
I did really like this issue.
Go ahead.
So first off, Ronnie's currently just the Matrix. The Matrix kind of just took over Ronnie. Rest in peace. Nice, probably alive. But
It's in there somewhere.
at least at the bottom, Dr. Martin reveals to Firehawk.
Yes. Yep. Right on the money.
It's basically an absolute Batman situation where it was just a test experiment for the hell of it.
Yes.
It was like, oh, we could control it. Let's just see if we can do it. And they could. And then when they did the Firestorm, they were like, well, he needs somebody else. Let's orchestrate Firehawk. And you're like,
yes.
that's just cruel.
Can
Okay,
I really
that's not
quick?
even.
So from the start, and they make the analogy, Martin Stein set up the explosion and everything that makes Firestorm. He set that up to happen exactly like it does. That was not an accident, at least in this run. In the past, I think it's supposed to have always been an accident, and they're making the most of it. This is a retcon. Jeff Lemire's making the story his own, and I even said on panelists, I really hope the Firestorm fans like this, because the like drama there, or like the crazy background, like holy shit, he sucks. Like he's a piece of shit. It makes it so much more entertaining to read. And then Firehawk 2, they make a great analogy where it's kind of like Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein, which obviously it's Frankenstein's monster. But if anything, you got Frankenstein 2 would be Martin Stein, and just really messed up. And they even have dialogue back and forth. I don't have my notes on me like I did Banaloids. But she says to Martin, like, we felt like we were meant to be, me and Ronnie, before they split for whatever reason. Now it feels like we were made to be. And like this from the start was predetermined. That feels like so robotic and depressing. And funny enough, that's like that same feel that Firestorm has had, where he feels like genuinely like an inanimate object and just like roaming and just doing stuff like purely survival or just
Turn a town into
reactionary.
glass.
Exactly. So I will say, and I said it on Panaloids, I'm starting to really appreciate Absolute Flash more with this like villain of the month like per issue. But Fury of Firestorm, so much better, and so much better than year one of Flash, that I genuinely love Jeff Lemire. I think he's one of those slower writers, not necessarily bad. You just gotta understand his pace and allow him that time and give him your money for a while. Then you realize why he's so good. He has big moments in like some of those like, okay, it was all worth it. I think here it's actually developing really fast though, where you don't have to do that as much. It's a different pace than he usually has, at least for my experience with Absolute Flash and Fury of Firestorm. I haven't read Sweet Tooth or some of the other stuff yet, but I'd like to after this. I would.
And as of recent, Jeff Lemire's just writing his characters to aura form. Because if you remember in issue 3, it was Firestorm fighting the Justice League. That was one of the coolest things I've read in a comic in a while.
Yes.
And then Flash is aura farming on Lisa out of all people in the later issues, and you're like, bro, this is just tough right now.
Yes. Anything else, real quick, before we move on? Okay.
Actually, yes. The final panel, bro. When he's like, when Martin's like, there might be a way to stop him. There might be a way to get Ronnie back. She's like, well, how? He's like, well, I created this device, and
oh yeah.
And he's like, how are you gonna carry us and it there? And then it does like the 3 dots, and then the next full page is them in a car, just driving all the way. And it's so funny.
Yeah, she was gonna take it or something. He's like, oh, you're gonna take a 10-ton like device. Yeah, good luck. And me at the same time.
Oh, that's another thing.
What?
Dude, I know it's comic books, so obviously it's not real. Dude, I was giggling just because I remember what it was exactly. It was like, you're gonna carry a 5-ton device and me. How are you gonna do that, dude? If it was 5 tons, which is 10,000 pounds, that roof on that tiny little Camry type car is collapsing.
And funny enough, I could be forgetting, but it kind of looks like a regular generator too. Funny enough, and those are never really that heavy. They are a little bit, but yeah. Okay, moving on. Clayface Celebrity Dirt. Now, I went into this personally being like, it's just something to get people excited for the movie, not necessarily as an insult, just like knowing what it is. Oh, with the timing, yeah. Now they decide to do a Clayface book. I think it's pretty decent. I would say if you're not a huge fan of Clayface himself and wanting to get into the story, maybe skip this one. That's not an insult, just to try to appeal to you. It's definitely got some substance to it that's going to be fun. I think it's a 3-part miniseries, and it has, I'm pretty sure, Basil Karloff, one of the Clay... Really, 6? Okay, so then only 3 on Comic Geeks, unless I was looking at something else. Okay, that makes sense then. It has Basil Karloff, I think, trying to kind of claim his life back. There is, I think, one of the other Clayfaces, which I assumed at first might be a different, oh my gosh, dissociative identity disorder, like a different identity or personality. But no, they're genuinely just more than one Clayface. And I think the other one is impersonating him right now and trying to ruin his life, if I read that right. Besides that, I can't lie. This first issue is another good, like, raise a bunch of questions, get you excited. Kind of forgettable, sadly, for me.
For me, I liked it because so in the recent Batman run and the recent Batman stuff that I haven't read, but the Matt Fraction run, they've swapped Arkham Asylum to Arkham Towers,
It does mention that. Yep, I remember.
and
that.
he's in Arkham Towers. He find because he can just expand because he's mud. He created a little crack in his thing, and he slowly drizzles out. And then when the guards go in there because they have the breach system, one of the coolest panels I've seen in a while.
That was
It's just
good,
a
yep.
ton of clay faces on the ceiling, and then they attack him, and he takes what do they call that? The identities.
Oh, I can't get it off your hint. Identities. I don't know.
But he takes that person's like body, like he overruns him with mud.
Oh, like possess
and
or
then
no?
on. No, they have a certain word for him in the book. But anyway, he gets his the like security guards conscious. He walks out, and the security guard at the bottom door was like, "Everything all right up there?" He's like, "Yeah, just a false alarm. I'm going out for a smoke." And it's always the little things that help the detective type characters. But he's like, "You don't smoke," and then he raises the gun. And he's like, "Shoot me, watch what happens." And his face caves in of mud. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool. Goes through the draining system or the drainage system of Gotham. Floats for a while. He says, makes it to a part, and he sees a TV of Basil Carlo being a movie star, and he's like, "That's me. I'm the original Clayface. That was my first identity. What the hell?" And he's like, "I'm so confused." So we see him walk away after asking this guy about it, and then the guy hears from the news, "Oh, if you're there's a certain security guard, whatever, right?" Then we get, it says California where Basil Carlo is, and he's with this like woman, and he's like, "Why'd you wear that flashy dress or something to a party, whatever, it brings attention?" And she's like, "We're celebrities now, that's what we should do." And he's like, "I'll show you a trick." Next panel is her bracelet covered around in mud. So I guess there is, like you said, two clay faces, but the first, like the original Clayface, the Lego Batman Clayface, if you will, he is the one that was in Arkham Towers that took the security guard's identity, and he's gonna go get the Basil Carlo, and he's gonna try to fight him, I'm assuming.
You definitely brought this book back for me. There is some really cool moments, so I will give him that. Yeah, kind of to be determined how I ultimately feel. So far, I was a little under like average or feeling good about it. That brought me up a little bit, but it's gonna have to do a little bit more to really get me. I will say the cover I got is kind of like an homage. I don't know if it's a specific movie, but
I
just
know
to, like,
you
a
and
movie
Joe got it.
poster.
I have such FOMO because it's such a good variant.
It is really cool. Moving on. One that you read that I didn't, and I'm kind of sad I didn't. Emperor Aquaman issue number 19. Also, obviously, you can go into full spoiler, so I'll get around to it when I do.
Okay, so this kind of starts out. It starts out literally with Hal. Hal's like, "Hey, that's my ride. Thank you for saving me." He's like, and then Hal gives him a little thing, and they're talking about. He's like, "Hey, just always remember, stay ahead of what you're doing. Don't like let your power get too higher than you." And Aquaman's like, "I think I'm already past that, Hal." And then I think Aquaman jokes. He's like, "I think I'm you now. I'm literally flying by the seat of my pants." And so they make a joke there. And then he goes back to Earth, gets called up by the Justice League to the Watchtower, and then it goes to a side story with Lori, Mara, and Vivian. Yeah,
That sounds right.
and they're swimming through. They're swimming in this area. They're just kind of talking, gossiping, and they stumble upon almost every single one of Aquaman's rogues just chilling. Black Manta,
Ocean
the
Master.
witch, Ocean Master. I'm pretty sure the witch that we had in the earlier run. Aquaman, and
so
his daughter.
It wasn't even the mom, the evil mom. It was the witch itself.
She was there. She was there. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Mara's sister, like all of them, like pretty much all of his rogues are just meeting, and they're eavesdropping, and a giant robot finds them, and they're like, the robot was like, "Good thing whoever told me to patrol." So it's all these people versus Mara, Laura, and Vivian, and dude, they are about to get killed by Mara's sister, and Black Manta steps in. By the way, aura panel, you'll see it when you read it.
Okay.
It's his outline with his helmet glowing red.
Literally
Dude,
one of the coolest comic book designs, by the way, too. And they did him right in the movies.
And they update it in this, and I'm speechless with how good it looks. The artist did so good, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, "Oh, that's sick." But Black Manta intervenes, and he's like, "Guys, killing Aquaman's family would be the worst mistake we could make." So then they find a way to get
That is
back to
very
Aquaman. But
Wait,
while
really quick,
Aquaman
really
was
quick.
in the
That reminds me of the whole Batman thing. One of the jokes that the rogues make that's like not really a joke is they don't want to reveal to everybody that he's Bruce Wayne because that's what keeps him tethered. So there's a good amount of his rogues. Here, put your brain. Oh, no, it's good. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, I
But there's
told
a
you,
good
bro.
amount of his rogues that know that he's Bruce Wayne, but they refuse because then he'll just be Batman. So yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot I took a photo of it, but Black Manta told the people, "Don't be a fool, Siren. You kill Mara, and now Aquaman will destroy us before we can even enact our plan."
Especially with the powers. Oh
Um,
my gosh.
yeah. So then Aquaman's up at the watchtower, and Bruce is trying to get a reading on him, and Arthur quickly he's like, "Are y'all trying to figure out how strong I am now because I'm getting these new powers, or what's going on?" And they're like talking about the DCKO tournament. They're like, "We've all gotten a little bit of an upgrade since then, but you out of everyone." And they're talking. He's like, "Are you worried I'm going to turn on y'all or what?" And Batman says something. He's like, "That's not exactly what I'd say, but I'm sorry for my worriness on. I just like to be prepared." Aquaman hits him with a, if I turned evil, if that happened, Batman, there's nothing you could do or anyone could do to prepare, dude. And not only that, aura panel. Hold on, dude. I'm reading this. I'm like, this is just aura farming, but it has me hooked. So, dude, this issue phenomenal. Every issue of this, I'm loving it.
Wow.
All of Aquaman's powers, you're like,
Yeah. It was time. I mean, there's been some cool stuff he could do in the past, but it was time to really power him up. This like catching him up to the Trinity. Also, while you were talking about it, I just realized, did Batman get Omega Energy, or was that part of he got eliminated too soon to get some?
I think he got eliminated too soon.
That's what I'm thinking, because I'm like, they never played off that in the Fraction run, or they might have
But-
in World's Finest, but if not, I don't think in that either.
But because he told Superman about his world where the Robins took the mantle, like the actual good world, and he has a grandson.
Yeah.
Apparently, it might be canon that is an Elseworld. Like, it's not gone. It's an actual like separate world
Yeah.
that Superman made when he became King Omega.
That's cool. Also, I can't wait for him to come back. I have heard that the Superboy Prime stuff's incredible, though. I got to get those issues and read it. Otherwise, I'll just get trade. But
I have all issues. Haven't read it yet.
nice. Okay, moving on to Green Lantern Corps. I want to say real quick, it's funny that we have Emperor Aquaman right before Green Lantern Corps. I said it on Panaloids. I'm going to say it again. This is so much better than the Green Lantern mainline. Now, I want to say, real quick, people get really...
And that's crazy.
Yeah, people get really antsy, and like, some people can't take the criticism either of stuff they love or stuff that they had a hand in. I want to say, Jeremy Adams has so much potential. That's why I say what I do. I feel like in different parts of his Green Lantern run specifically, he did a good job. I think there's writers that came before that, destroy him. Obviously, Jeff Johns is not a fair comparison. And some others, like Peter J. Tomasi, could probably do better with the normal Green Lantern ongoing, basically, because he did Green Lantern Corps, and others. But he has potential, and I love his ideas. It's a matter of how he executes them sometimes. We heard from Austin how excited he is. He's doing great stuff in Aquaman. So please lock back in. I want to see what's going on.
And he's
with
doing
Star
great stuff with
Sapphire.
Hal.
I want to see what's going on with Hal. Besides, clearly, I need to read Emperor Aquaman. And we need to lock in for Kyle. Because just replacing the sign cells, and especially in not like this really fun, cool way, not worth the time. I'm sorry, not at all. I don't know. I don't have a bunch of ideas for Kyle because he's not one of my favorites and I haven't done some extensive reading. That's the writer's job we need to lock in. You know who is locked in? Morgan Hampton. These last couple Green Lantern Corps issues, I'd say back till about 14 or 15, have been phenomenal. Now, I will say, not always the biggest fan of the art, but it does the job. It does the damn job. Now, Larfleeze on that cover before you even pick it up. I was about to say, not so good, but inside art, fine. And the story itself, amazing. I love what Jessica's dealing with the leadership and how she's handling that role and kind of having the anxiety behind it and kind of scared she's going to fail. That's great. I love the stuff Guy Gardner has with All Sight and the baby entities. Sorry, I forgot the word for a second. It's genuinely all really good. We had Guy Gardner's backstory, which I was not familiar. I had no idea he was abused.
I was gonna say, I told that to my comic shop owner. Last issues, like backstory of Guy, phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know if that's been a thing. If it has, I clearly haven't read enough Guy. But like, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, no wonder he's a little piece of shit. He deserves to be, man. That sucks. But it's been amazing. Like, it was funny because to start Green Lantern Corps, I think somebody said this to me. They thought Jeremy Adams was still on Green Lantern Corps because it was kind of that Morgan Hampton and Jeremy Adams to start the first couple issues, or at least the first one. How about we just do Jeremy Adams on Green Lantern Corps? But you know what? Actually, that's just joking because I wouldn't touch a damn thing about this. Art, I think, let's get Zermanico on there. I fucking love Zermanico. Besides that, keep it how it is. It's clearly going well.
Hey,
I don't necessarily
I don't know, though.
That was the moment. Thank you. I was going to say, I don't necessarily have any more moments to bring up. I love that. Now, real quick, hold that back up. Clearly.
Oh, hold on.
It's all right. Clearly a reference to anime. Here's what I want to bring up. There's a cover you can find easily with Hal. Yes, just keep holding it up. Good boy. With Hal and Star Sapphire making a mech together. Okay. Now, besides this, I don't know if we've seen the Lantern Corps coming together to make a construct. That's sick. That's something I've been waiting for. Now, beyond that, read that middle panel. There's 3 on the other page. I want you to read that last of the 3 before it gets to like the bottom half.
Who says watching anime isn't useful in everyday life?
Hilarious. Like, yeah, let's go. They're making like a Megazord or whatever you'd want to call it, the Voltron.
I like how they made Larfleeze the weapons.
Yes, that is cool. Just super creative and fun stuff, and that's what you need with the Green Lantern, whatever you want to call it. I almost said license, the IP or whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Within that world, it's sci-fi and it's fun and it's supposed to be creative. Like, go on with it, do what you can, and clearly Morgan Hampton's doing that. I don't want to talk too much longer on it. I've gone on long enough. Let's get to Exquisite Corpses. Also, you're gonna love that when you get to read that. Okay, did you read Exquisite Corpses? Okay, you go ahead.
Hold on. Let me preference. Holy shit. Okay. That was awesome. Dude, I think we did podcast for Exquisite Corpses in our old 52 podcast. But dude. Exquisite Corpses is one of my favorite ongoings of all time. It's on the wall right there. Wait, is my wall backwards for you or is it just me?
It's straight. It's just for you.
Oh, good. But dude, that comic, genuinely one of the greatest ongoings I've read. Like, hands down, easy. And not only that, the characters that they did, such little development on them all. Every single like character that played in the Exquisite Corpses game, you're like, yeah, I kind of like them, except the kid. But my goat Rascal Randy killed the gamer kid, and genuinely ever since he killed the gamer kid, I've liked Rascal Randy. And in like issue 10 or 11, he fell on Leopold Strong, which might I add, kind of funny that my favorite killer died to my state's killer because it was North Carolina's. But anyway, at the end of issue 13, we find out my glorious goat doesn't die, and it says will return in season 2 and also read more in his run. And dude,
wait, he really isn't dead? This wasn't like a past thing?
No, if you go to Exquisite Corpses issue 13, go to the final page, he's walking down the road, bleeding, and it says Rascal Randy will return in season 2. I'm so
Rascal Randy will return in Avengers Doomsday.
But dude, this issue, phenomenal. I'm like, where's my goat in the bunny suit? And they kind of tease him throughout the whole thing, and then the swing set. Dude, we see this bully like smoking cigarettes on a swing set, swinging back and forth. And the way the artist, which is, hold on, let me look at my notes. Dylan Burnett, I believe. Dude.
Yeah. Burnett, yeah.
That was the like sequence of him swinging, seeing the bushes coming back down, seeing a part of Rascal Randy, and then you see the text like, what the? And then he swings again, and there is Rascal Randy. And then it cuts from that, goes to a couple talking scenes, goes back to the police finding him. Rascal brutally mutilated this man with the swing set.
Isn't he like wrapped up in the top bar or something?
Yes, bro. It's so graphic. I'm like, that is so peak. But dude, this issue, I think I saw a video today and it makes me even happier. I thought these were 3-issue limiteds. They're 5-issue limiteds. So I'm so stoked. I get so much more Rascal Randy, and he returns in season 2. So
and Lone Gunman
I love this book.
Fox Mask Killer.
Yeah.
Great creative teams, by the way, too. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Isn't Shay Grayson on Fox Mask?
Shay Grayson on Fox Mask, Pornsack Pichashot on Lone Gunman, and then we have Tyler Boss, the dude that does Phantom of the Opera.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
I just want to say
all I gotta say.
Any theories on the connection between the kid and Rascal Randy? Because I think they literally do say the grandpa made the show or something. Do you think there's something further, like the dad is Rascal Randy, or I feel like there's something more because the kid's playing like that nerd, like gets picked on. But the way Rascal Randy obviously targeted one of the bullies, there's definitely more there.
So I did feel kind of like that, but also to me, why would his father, because he already stated his mom's dead, right?
I think so.
So why would his father like just live in a random motel, especially when his grandpa's doing nice in that like nice home area? That's my only thing.
You could be right. I got to reread it. I know there's something there. One of the things I compared it to on the Panel podcast is I know it's a mascot suit, but for whatever reason, I'm getting major Five Nights at Freddy's vibes. I think it's just because
I saw that clip, and I agree. And like you said, if they follow that route, that's crazy because lore for that game takes.
That's what I was gonna say. For
hours.
Even if they just have nice, slightly deep lore, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for Five Nights at Freddy's type lore because Scott Cawthon that does that either had stuff figured out so intricately to the point of like an absolute Batman or more or even changed it with what people were theorizing and made it all fit. But if Tyler Boss can even just, like usual writers try to do, like build this world and have like crazy connections, that's all I'm looking for. Or I know this isn't a crazy take, with a horror character, keep some mystery. Like if you're just like, hey, Rascal
Yes.
Randy is his uncle, then it's like, okay, like okay, his uncle's crazy, cool. But if you have like a, there's something there we'll never understand. That's kind of cool.
You know the Michael Walsh that does the art for the Exquisite Corpses mainline?
Oh, Kyle used that
I
as
know.
the thumbnail
Dude.
for the clip we talked about, and it's so cool. What I love right now is I made sure to take a picture. I just hit 250 followers on Instagram, and as a fun, like, making the picture look better, I made sure to accept one of the collaborations from the Panaloids I hadn't already, so it's 100 posts, 250 followers. And legit, what's the most recent post? That cover. I thought that was so
Bro,
sick.
I'm so sad that this is a 1 in 100 by Brett Bean.
Oh, that is really cool. Okay, anything else? Any closing thoughts?
Nothing.
Okay.
All I gotta say, please keep pumping out Exquisite Corpses. Literally every book for this title, I'd buy it.
Yes. Okay, we got not too much more to talk about. I want to try to aim for an hour each time, just about. So I'll try to go through these kind of quick. You didn't.
Rest is you. I'm done.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. So do a power bomb. I don't want to say too much. This is something you've been wanting to get into, right?
Yeah.
Do you want me to try to set you up for this to get interested?
Sure.
Okay. So it starts out. You have a wrestling league going on. You have Rogue Sun, which is that like luchador mask guy. Sick design. I can't wait to eventually get like a deluxe for this or something. Is going against what ends up being the main character's mom. The mom is a total badass, and this is one of those examples. I think in Japanese wrestling leagues or certain places like luchador wrestling leagues, there will genuinely be female versus male matches, and that's what's going on here. Now you obviously get the vibe. This is scripted wrestling, and so they're putting on a hell of a show. They're putting their bodies on the line, but they're doing what most wrestlers do, and they're still protecting each other. They're like definitely like they'll drop an elbow, but they're like missing like a neck or something like that, for example. Well, you get a big, very important panel where something doesn't go right, and it starts the entire story from there. And it is so good. Now I kind of give a big hint to it, and I'm gonna leave the rest for you just out of respect because it's only 3 issues, I think. But just phenomenal story, and there is still an even bigger cliffhanger at the end reveal rather than that. That's just kind of like the start to the story. That, like, I see why people potentially get emotional about this. If they usually cry during issue 1, I didn't. It might be an issue 2 or 3 thing. I can't wait to see if it somehow makes me cry. But in Black and White 2, in a weird way, I feel like I appreciated it more. It was like, in these stories, you give the duo of Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer so much credit because how good it looks. In this way, this is absolutely no shade to Mike Spicer. There's a reason people give him credit because the coloring is that beautiful. You get to see at least all of what DWJ did and be like, yeah, no wonder it ends up looking so good. Look at how it started. And then Mike Spicer putting a special touch on everything. So it's a really cool way to see it. I don't know if I'm going to get 2 and 3 in Black and White. I think 1 was enough for me, and now I'm going to get the actual series and like a nice hardcover or get the trade for it. So
I'll tell you this to influence your decision. 6 issues, I'm pretty sure, unless it's oversized issues for Black and White.
it might be that. I'll look into it. But okay, real quick, this one's an easy one to wrap up, and I do have a plan for the outro. It's Simbi issue number 1. Now, this is another Jeff the Landshark type book, and I will say the original Jeff the Landshark, I was ignorant and didn't know what I was getting myself into. That was like around May or June of last year, right when I was getting into comics. It might even been before, and I just found it after that. But anyways, I didn't know I was getting myself into, so like the lack of words and it being from Jeff's POV, there's not a lot of talking. Now that it's Jeff meets Daredevil, fire, especially when I knew what I was getting into. Now, after those two now, and with Simbi being the same thing, I knew what I'd potentially be getting into, and the only thing I wanted going into this book is for Simbi to act like a little shit, and that's exactly what he does, and it's so good. If you get the chance, I highly recommend reading this. It's just a really fun, easy read. There's 2 stories that stick out to me the most, similar to the Jeff one, where there's different stories with different characters. There's one with Scarlet Witch, and there's one with Iron Man. The Scarlet Witch one, he's going through, I believe, the Sanctum Sanctorum and getting to see like all this different stuff throughout, and he sees her watching a movie or something, and he gets this idea. He's like, I'm gonna sneak up on her and scare her. And then while he's sneaking up just quietly to himself, he keeps going, boo, ha, ha, ha. And like this like really goofy, like, what the fuck are you doing? And so he finally is about to scare her, or literally is, and there's a reflection of himself, but it's like a demon version of himself, and I think they get into like a little fight, or they're chasing each other. That's really cute, and I think they all 3 end up watching a movie with together, I guess. Scarlet Witch, the demon, and him. And then the Iron Man one is great. He's in his workshop, his typical like work horse, like doesn't sleep, whatever, and while he's taking a break to eat a sandwich, Simbi's going in and out of his armor pieces, slowly stealing more of the sandwich. And like this is fun. Like if I got something like this every couple of weeks, which I think they plan to do, with some of the Jeff stuff and others, it's great. And also, really cool thing they do in this that I was kind of confused, and it didn't ruin it for me. I just ended up really confused, and I think they tried to set it up well. It says something about check out Simbi's first appearance in blank. And then they just give you the first appearance at the back. Like the story, the part that he first appears in. I thought that was really cool. I just didn't know what it was at first. So that's all for the comics. I want to get into the outro. I personally love doing this podcast. I love talking about comics and love being able to, in certain ways, ramble on. Austin, real quick before I move on, your feelings.
I am stoked to be back. You know, it's kind of like one of my favorite podcasts to listen to while I'm working. Matt and Shane. It feels like we're back at the podium, brother. It feels like we're back.
Yeah. So my plan, just a really quick kind of like goals at the end here to hopefully in a way maybe manifest or make it known. So like if these moments happen, you guys get to share it with us a little bit where it's like, that's cool. I want to be able to do this every week. So me and Austin are working on a certain time. Right now it's either hopefully Friday nights or Saturday mornings or early afternoons if possible. And I promise I'm going to do my damnness to make it work because I enjoy it just as much as him. Now, beyond that, we'd like to get interviews. The big obvious is get some of our favorite creative teams on here to talk to. Now, I do want to say it'd be awesome if just randomly somebody like a DWJ, hey, I'd love to come on, like instantly. Cool. We won't be ready. Like, give us a second to work our way up there. Maybe we develop better questions and we figure out what we're doing a little bit more, maybe have a better format. But something like that would be the goal. So like a DWJ, a Mike Spicer, because some of these people we even got to talk to a little bit at con and already realized they're pretty damn cool. Scott Snyder, Dragata. What would be a couple other names that you would want? I know one that I already didn't say.
Spicer, Jeff Johns.
Yeah, Jeff Johns is the one I didn't say, yeah.
Peter J, Jason Faybuck, Brad Anderson, anyone from the Ghost Machine team
Ghost Machine
would
crew,
be sick.
Oh my gosh.
Ghost Machine crew. I'd like to.
Yvonne Riggs, if that's how you say it.
I'd like to get Jeremy Adams on here so I can belittle his Kyle run.
No, okay, hold on. I think it's got a lot of potential with what we say about it. We only rip into him a little bit because he has so much potential. He just needs to find out.
My favorite Green Lantern, and you're slaughtering him. Hey, anyway, if anyone at DC is listening, I thought about this when we were talking about Clayface. Please give me a Fire Two-Face book soon.
Ooh, okay. I feel like we're going to get a lot of Two-Face content in Absolute soon. They kind of sprinkle them here and there, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, wow, that'd be a great idea. I would like to see somebody, I don't know. Okay, beyond that, those are our writers and artists. I want to put it out there as a reminder to the people. There's a couple people I would love to have on here. I already sent a message out tonight. I would love to have Treasy on here, preferably first. I think Treasy...
Our hero con goat.
Yes, I think Treasy is a really great dude. And what I want to challenge myself with is having people on here with interest that I don't always, not necessarily share, but don't know yet. So Treasy is really into the X-Men. He has way deeper knowledge of Daredevil comics specifically than I do. Stuff like that. I would also like to have Tevin Davis. He was like, I'd love to go on the pod. We would love to have you. He'd be great too. I would love to have Kyle from the Panaloids and Dimitri eventually too. Dimitri's just a fun, like really chill dude. And if you're one of our mutuals and you'd like to come on, another one that I just thought of today, Mimi would be great to come on. Gino. Yes. There's so many different people that I think would fit this style really well. And if people want to be interviewed, we can do it. Otherwise, really laid back. Let's talk comics. Have a good time. Nobody has to worry about a damn thing. If you can show up with a mic and webcam, or even just if it sounds good enough, maybe just a laptop, we're good. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much.
We just want to spit comics.
Yes, and just have a good time while doing it. But thank you guys for joining us. Obviously, if you're an artist looking at that competition, I'll make probably a more formal post either on our TikTok or even mine on Course Comics or something. That's something that I really want to see done well. So maybe we can do some voting, or if me and Austin just talk to each other and it's like, that's the one, that one will get the $75. In my hand to God, I will give you the $75. I promise. But besides that, thank you guys so much for joining us. Any closing thoughts?
And remember, most importantly, have a freaking good one.